Developing right now, criminal charges coming for the founders of a Scottsdale-based company that facilitated so-called PPP loans during the pandemic.
You might recall these Paycheck Protection Program loans were supposed to help small business owners remain afloat when businesses were forced to close or scale back due to the coronavirus outbreak.
That's right. ABC 15 senior investigator Melissa Blasius was the first to tell you about the alleged Blue Acorn scheme. She joins us live with the very latest details for us now. Melissa?
Katie and Javier, the federal indictment was just unsealed. It lists 5 criminal counts in all, some for wire fraud and then one for conspiracy to commit wire fraud. If convicted, Blue Acorn's founders face a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison on each count. One of the people indicted is former ABC 15 anchor Stephanie Hockridge, who later founded Blue Acorn with her husband Nathan Reese. According to the indictment, the couple allegedly submitted false and fraudulent PPP loan applications on behalf of themselves and their businesses, including by fabricating documents that they submitted in their loan applications in order to receive loan funds for which they were not eligible. In addition, Reese and other co-conspirators allegedly fabricated documents including payroll records, tax documentation, and bank statements to obtain larger loans for certain applicants. According to federal prosecutors, Reese and Hockridge allegedly charged borrowers illegal kickbacks based on a percentage of the funds received. As ABC 15 previously reported, the couple had been living a lavish lifestyle in Puerto Rico in the last few years. Nathan Reese was arrested in Puerto Rico this week, according to federal documents. According to federal court records, Hockridge will make her first court appearance in Texas on Monday.
But first, we're learning more about federal charges from an alleged pandemic scheme. A Phoenix couple, including a former TV news anchor, is arrested in Puerto Rico, accused of pocketing tens of millions of dollars illegally. Nicole Christine joins us with the details tonight. Nicole.
Well, Brian, Stephanie Hockridge, a former anchor at ABC 15 here in Phoenix, and her husband Nathan Reese are accused of submitting false and fraudulent Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP loans. The couple took out loans for themselves and then showed others how easy it was to get taxpayer cash. A scheme worth hundreds of millions of dollars set against the backdrop of global pandemic relief.
Criminals and criminal organizations took advantage of Americans suffering during this crisis and committed substantial fraud against these critical pandemic relief programs.
Among the alleged criminals, a former Valley television anchor, Stephanie Hockridge, and her husband, Nathan Reese. During a federal hearing, numbers reaching into 10 figures are discussed.
I think it was 57,000 applications in PPP were for applicants who are on the do not pay list, involving several billions of dollars.
And how much fraud are we talking about just in those loans?
$3.6 billion.
Hockridge and Reese are accused of attempting to directly charge some applicants a 10% fee for successfully getting a loan, a violation of the Small Business Administration rules. A review of the loans showed what the couple was willing to do for the money, including Reese claiming in an application he was African American and a veteran. Other evidence showed Hockridge describing the PPP as, quote, $100 billion of free money. And although the PPP loans were set up for small businesses, Hockridge told her staff, quote, "Who the F cares? We're not the first bank to decline borrowers who deserve to be funded. They can go elsewhere." Reese and Hockridge also requested direct payments from PPP borrowers, ultimately scamming them out of substantial amounts of their loans. The entire process laid out in a 90-second video, now at the center of an alleged federal deception. The duo took their stolen millions to set up a lavish lifestyle in Puerto Rico, where her husband was taken into custody by federal authorities.
New tonight, a former Valley TV news anchor is facing federal charges in connection with an alleged scheme to fraudulently obtain COVID-19 relief money. According to court documents, Stephanie Hockridge is the co-founder of Blue Acorn, a Scottsdale-based company created for the purpose of helping small businesses and individuals get PPP loans. Authorities say that Hockridge and her husband, Nathan Reese, submitted fraudulent PPP loan applications loans and charged borrowers illegal kickbacks. The couple is facing charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 4 counts of wire fraud.
Eagles player is facing charges. Wendell Smallwood accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from the government. Prosecutors say the Super Bowl champion defrauded COVID-19 relief programs and the IRS. Action News reporter Chad Perdelli with the latest now from Wilmington.
According to the federal information, Wendell Smallwood conspired with others to apply for fraudulent personal paycheck protection funds and then received kickbacks ranging from $4,000 to $12,000. In all, nearly $270,000 in fraudulent PPP funds were allegedly obtained.
Guys like him were just foolish because they didn't think they were going to check on their credentials or on the forms and all these other things you submit.
High-profile defense attorney Chuck Peruto is not defending the former Eagles running back, but has represented dozens of clients facing similar charges. He calls the pandemic relief funds rife with fraud.
Because it's so easy. I mean, people could get thousands and thousands of dollars in COVID relief, and all you had to do was fill out forms, and people just think, oh, nobody's going to catch me. Nobody plans on getting caught when they commit a crime.
The Eagles drafted Smallwood in 2016, and he played 3 seasons with the team. Prosecutors also allege he applied for and received nearly $50,000 in pandemic relief loans, and instead of using the funds for what prosecutors call defunct or recently registered businesses, he spent the money on personal expenses. His attorney released a statement saying, since the onset, Wendell has done everything to cooperate to try and put this matter behind him and looks forward to continuing to do so. So far, none of Smallwood's alleged co-conspirators have been charged.
Investigators sharing this video of an alleged hitman getting pulled over after what detectives believe was his 4th and final murder. We've obtained more videos from multiple other homicides.
And 8 News Now investigator David Sharns piecing together that case. Now, we do want to warn you, this story contains the sound of gunshots.
It's a regular night inside this West Valley restaurant as surveillance cameras capture a cashier taking 39-year-old Marcus Larry's order. But within seconds, a gunman pulls open the door, shooting and killing Larry as his nephew looks on. The cashier survived, telling the grand jury she collapsed and then spent 5 weeks in the hospital. Investigators would eventually link the murder to 41-year-old Michael Coleman.
His associates defrauded the government of numerous Paycheck Protection Program loans, better known as PPP loans.
Alleging Coleman committed at least 4 murders as part of a government loan scam involving tens of millions of dollars. Minutes after the murder inside the restaurant, video from the nearby Red Rock Resort captures a man police say is Coleman ditching a van and walking away. The person wearing the same clothes as the shooter, and police say DNA on the van's door matched Coleman's. Video from a year later shows a car police say is Coleman's parking near the home of William Hill Jr. Another camera then captures a hooded man police say is Coleman walking down the sidewalk. The video freezes, but the device records the sound of gunshots and people screaming. In another murder, police say Coleman and an accomplice took these photos of their victim before they shot and killed 49-year-old Benjamin McCarty in broad daylight in a West Valley parking lot. Police say this video shows a man they say is Coleman running away after that shooting. Video the 8 News Now investigators obtained from what police say was Coleman's final murder shows that same red sedan with a missing taillight pulling up to this house as a Jeep pulls up in a driveway. The driver, who police say is Coleman, then ambushes the other driver, shooting and killing her. Later that same day, an Arizona trooper stopped Coleman on the 93 outside Kingman. Detectives say that stop would play a crucial role in their work with the identical car captured in these videos and the body cam linking it all back to Michael Coleman. I'm David Sharns, 8 News Now.
And right now, Michael Coleman is in jail. Judges have denied setting his bail. He's set to go on trial in 2 separate cases involving all 4 homicides. That first trial is scheduled to begin next month, and Coleman has declined our interview request to hear his side of the story.
Began tonight with startling new details in the murder of a TSA agent. Good evening. I'm Juwan Strader.
And I'm Jackie Nesbra. Police say a woman paid a hitman in PPP loan money, and that's just one of the outrageous allegations.
NBC6 reporter Ryan Nelson is in Northwest Miami-Dade with the details tonight.
The warrants revealed a tangled web of allegations, including murder for hire, fraud, and witness tampering. Police say 33-year-old Jasmine Martinez masterminded the murder for hire plot bankrolled by PPP loans that left 24-year-old LaShante Jones dead in May. Jones, a TSA officer, was gunned down at this Naranja apartment complex in front of her daughter. Investigators say it all started in November 2018 when Martinez was arrested for allegedly beating up Jones. Just over a year later, the warrants say Jones was robbed at gunpoint in the courthouse parking lot by two men, including Martinez's ex-boyfriend Kelly Nelson, after testifying against Martinez. About a year later, the warrant says Nelson called Martinez from jail, the warrant quoting Martinez in that conversation as saying that she is ready to go kill this hoe, while referring to Jones, and quote, Jones has to die. The warrant also accuses Martinez of harassing Jones and offering her money not to testify against Nelson, who has children with Martinez. But the warrant says Jones still made her deposition in April, testifying not only against Nelson, but to the alleged witness tampering by Martinez. In late April, police say Martinez's new boyfriend, 35-year-old Ramil Robinson, finalized a murder-for-hire deal from jail with alleged shooter, 29-year-old Javon Carter. Robinson's accused of negotiating a price for the hit over the phone while speaking in code. The warrant says, quote, Robinson asks if he can get the number 10 jersey. Carter responds that it is usually 20 to 25. Days later, Jones is shot and killed. According to the warrant, cell records reveal Carter and Martinez in the area of the killing at the exact same time. Detectives also say they found video on Carter's phone of him counting cash hours after the murder, saying it was just another day at the office. Attorneys representing Martinez and Robinson say Martinez has denied any involvement since she spoke to investigators this past summer and say Robinson had nothing to do with it.